This is called the generation gap.
My generation, baby.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Generation Gab. I am the Gen X side of the equation. My name is John Lehr.
And you're a fun dad.
And I'm a fun dad, sorry. I was a fun dad this weekend. I want to talk about that, or yesterday, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went to Target with the kids, and we had a blast.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Fun
I
dad.
let them do everything. They were the worst kids in the store, and I did not care.
Like they had a dance party.
They slid down the escalator. They, threw
fun.
stuff at each other. All the other parents were frowning and stuff and being like, and at one point it got so bad that I walked away and pretended they weren't my kids. Anyway.
That is a fun dad.
Yeah. And you are a recent grad.
And my name's Chase O'Donnell. I'm a millennial, semi-recent grad. Thank you so much for tuning in to Generation Gab.
Yeah, and as per usual, lately we are Facebook Living. We welcome our Facebook Live audience. And as I said before, we do a little thing that only the Facebook Live people get.
Of course. They get the pre-production.
They get the pre-production to the show. And I was reminding them, listen, if you're listening to this on Facebook or even on YouTube, on our YouTube link, please go to
iTunes.
iTunes is the one, right? Does it matter?
I guess on Androids. It's just the podcast app.
Yeah, whatever your podcast app, please go on and subscribe it. We're up to 4,000 downloads.
To us, that's a huge deal.
That's a big deal to us.
Yeah.
And
thank you.
You have to have 4,000 before you have 5,000.
Mm-hmm. And you have to have 5,000 before you have 5 million.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well said. Well said. So anyway, we were recording this after the holidays. We had 4 episodes banked at one point. We were 4 ahead. Mm-hmm. Now the holidays are over and we're down to 2.
And that's good because we gave ourselves a little break over the holidays.
I don't know. I feel stressed. I'm very nervous that we only have 2.
No, actually, I'm thrilled.
Really?
Because, like I said, we were so far ahead that we would, when it would come out, the stuff we were talking about was kind of irrelevant.
I know, but the obsessive compulsive side of me worries. Like, what if you die in a car accident?
Oh, John.
I need 4 episodes to get a new millennial in here. You know what I mean? Or what if I, go down?
I had a stand-up show last night that I got booked in last month.
Chase's, for those of you just listening, Chase's stand-up career is skyrocketing, everybody.
Well, this is a sad story.
Uh-oh.
The person that booked me died.
Holy shit.
So the show was more of a tribute show to his life.
Oh my God.
And then
How old was he?
Young. He had 2 babies.
Oh my God.
It was a heart attack. And
my God.
And then another comic who I did a show with probably in October.
Yeah.
He died.
Jesus.
Heart attack.
Yeah, heart attack is a killer.
He had 2 kids.
2 young kids?
Like probably your age kids. Like middle school.
Oh my God, that's the worst. You, as a parent, you want to live till they're at least in their 20s before you kick. You definitely want to die before your kids.
Anyways,
I've told my kids that the one rule in my house is that I die first. I will not tolerate that. I think I've mentioned that
God.
to you.
Yeah, you've mentioned.
Yeah, that's their one job is to stay alive.
Anyway, on the topic of death. Yeah, I just
Fuck.
thought 2 stand-ups that I know.
That's a thing at millennials. You're in the phase right now where, and we've discussed this on episodes, where you're going to all the weddings and the engagement parties right now. That Chase is like in that phase.
Yeah.
Which I remember. It's very expensive. It feels like it's nonstop, but it does end. It does end for a brief moment, and then the baby showers start to kick in.
Yeah.
And the baby showers are even worse because there's the gift opening is a big part of the baby shower, so you have to where they have the paper plate and they put the bows on it to make a bouquet of the bows of the presents, and that sucks.
I've been to a few baby showers
Already.
About
Okay.
family, friends.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean when it's your friends and you have to show and set it up and Oh, it sucks.
The people listening can't see it, but I just rolled my eyes.
Boy, did you roll.
Oh,
yeah, you kind of squinted and rolled like a pissed roll.
And then what? And then all of a sudden, it's bat mitzvah season again.
Bat mitzvah. Then they start to divorce. They divorce before the bat mitzvahs. They start to divorce before the bat mitzvahs. Mainly, they all start falling off around third when their kids get in. When their oldest is in 3rd or 4th grade, that's when people start to bail.
Really?
Yeah, because it's tough, man. You've gone through the infant stage, you've gone through the toddler stage. Now it's still very expensive. You realize it's never going to end, and you're never going to have a break ever. And then you turn on each other, and that's when the divorces happen.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
3rd grade. Well,
You start to blame your partner for your life.
And then, like, as someone that was at your wedding and paid a lot of money for it,
You're
you
like,
start
"What
to
the
get a little
fuck?"
like, well, come on.
Yeah.
What was that
Stick
for?
it out. I got you a blender.
I got you a blender.
Yeah, or at least give me the blender money back with, over time, because the
Yeah.
blender's not worth it. Don't give me the blender back because I bought you that blender like 9-10 years ago.
I was watching Sex in the City on New Year's. They had a Sex in the City marathon.
Oh, nice.
And I've never...
On what? Where?
E.
So you're watching broadcast cable television?
I was at a hotel. So they just had the
okay.
regular.
Go to the porn. Do you ever do the porn?
No.
Why not? The porn at the hotels. Yeah, I guess I don't do that either. Now
But
it's all
this
your
is
laptop.
just cable.
Okay,
It
got
wasn't.
it. Mhm.
But it was so good. I hadn't ever really gotten into the show. And a lot of it was about like a single woman, obviously,
Yes.
in her 30s.
Yeah.
And she had to go to a baby shower. And she got so like annoyed with all these baby showers that she threw herself I'm not having a baby shower and had people give her gifts, which I think was a very
Like
smart
an
thing.
abortion? Like she had an abortion
No,
party?
just I'm not
Because I don't know about
having
that.
a baby shower.
I don't think that's going to go.
Or maybe like I don't have a baby shower. I don't
Yeah.
know. It was just like, why
I had
am I?
my period shower.
She's like, why am I giving all this money to people just because
Yeah.
they're getting married or have a baby? Why can't people be giving money to me?
I don't know. When you push a baby I've watched my wife push a baby out of her vagina. She deserves something.
Oh, really?
It's big. It's a big deal.
So she was being selfish on the show.
I think so. I mean, look.
She got fed up.
Yeah, I don't know. She's got so many things going her way. She's gorgeous. She has a job. She has her fancy friends. She gets to have sex with Mr. Big. I mean, really?
Oh, okay.
Life's, I don't think she needs that.
She was being a baby.
I think, God, you're a good co-host. So then you have the baby showers, and then you have the divorces, and then the bat mitzvahs, the bar mitzvahs, and then you have deaths start to creep in. First, it's like, you get your high school reunion newsletter or your college magazine reunion, and it'll say deaths, and suddenly there'll be somebody from your class that you don't know from your graduate. It'll say deaths, and there'll be some from, I graduated in 88. It'll say 88, and there'll be a couple of people in 88, and I don't know them, but that's when you first go, oh, shit, people my age are starting to die. Then it creeps into people you don't know, but you know of, like some friends of so-and-so. And then it starts to happen to the people you do know, and that's when you know it's over. It's over. Death is coming like a freight train. Especially my family, the Lehrs die young.
Oh,
we die in our
John.
70s.
John.
We should start breaking in a new co-host for you now.
John.
I'm telling you.
In the 70s?
In the 70s, and I'm already 54, so that's only 16 years.
You say it with such a big smile on your face.
I'm exhausted.
I think you're excited.
I'm exhausted.
You keep saying it.
I really
Life
am.
is a lot right now.
It is just a lot. Let's just take it. I just want a dirt nap just to relax. Just to relax.
Wow. Well, okay. Just on another quick side note, I was at my aunt's over break.
Okay,
and
yes.
she had some feedback on our podcast.
Oh.
She said, "Could you get to the point a little quicker?"
Oh God. Okay. Too much digression.
So I
right.
think I just want to say maybe getting to the point is us just saying what this podcast is at the top, which
Okay.
is we're just we're just gabbing.
Yeah.
So there is no point.
Yeah, right. Oh, good. You're pulling the end around.
We just letting them know, listen, you're in for a gab.
Yeah, we're gabbing.
We're just gabbing.
That's why it's Generation Gab. We're
Yeah.
gabbing. But we do bring in some structure. We've played
Yes.
games. We've had people on the phone. By the way, for you guys who are all, active listeners, I just announced to you, Chase, we have some stars coming on.
Do we tell them, or is it
Sure.
a teaser?
Let's deep tease it.
Okay.
So we have Eric Stoltz, who's
very famous.
he's listening to the podcast. He hasn't officially agreed to be on the podcast.
What do you mean he's listening?
He subscribes.
But he hasn't agreed.
But I emailed him right before this podcast. He said how much he liked the podcast. And I said, would you mind being on it? You could do it over phone or in person. And I haven't heard back from him yet.
Wait, John. He just randomly out of the blue messaged you and said he liked it?
Well, we've been talking about other things, but one of the things he mentioned in the email was how much he likes Generation Gab.
You didn't preface it? You didn't say...
Email? He might not like it if I
No,
read
don't
it. Let me
read
get
the
a
email.
sign off.
Don't read the email. Okay. I'm just saying, what I'm saying is that's big.
It's big.
That's a big deal.
Kirstie Alley.
Oh,
From
my
Cheers.
God. From Third Rock from the Sun.
No, was she on that?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Wait,
that was
Kirstie
Jane
Alley?
Curtin.
Oh, that's
I
what I'm
mean,
thinking
maybe
of.
she was recurring on it. I don't think so.
Jane Curtin is who I'm
David
thinking of?
DeLuise was on Third Rock of the Sun, who we had on.
Wait.
My God, you're confusing Jane Curtin
Would
with
you
Kirstie
pull
Alley.
up a picture of Jane Curtin?
Yeah, Jane Curtin is Jane, you ignorant slut. Do you remember that? That was you don't know that? Jane, you ignorant slut from Saturday Night Live? Oh my God. I just played a YouTube of that to my kids and they just died.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to play it right now.
Dan, there's an old saying. Behind every successful man, there's a woman, a loving, giving, caring woman. But you wouldn't know about that, Dan, because there's no old saying about what's behind a miserable failure.
Jane, you ignorant slut.
Jane, you ignorant slut. Dan. All right. Here's Kirstie Alley. That's
Oh, yeah.
her.
That's
She's
who I'm thinking
gorgeous.
of. That's who I'm
Look
thinking
at it.
of.
That's her now.
I thought-
she's still sexy and she's amazing.
Well, I was definitely thinking of Kirstie Alley.
Okay, good. But you just thought Kirstie
I
Alley
just
was
assumed she was on Third Rock from the Sun. Who wasn't?
on. Who wasn't? I mean, Lithgow, everybody rolled out for that one. All right. So, as to your aunt's point, to provide some structure to our podcast, we occasionally take. I go through articles, and this is something we've been doing lately, and
Yes.
we've been enjoying it.
Yes, we
doesn't
have.
mean we're going to do it forever, you guys.
No, we're just gabbing.
Yeah, this is an interesting article that I brought up. Okay, so I wrote down a couple of things that
Oh, wow.
that people get annoyed with.
Okay.
With millennials, and I wanted to get your reaction to it
Okay.
before we get to the article. Okay. Millennials who FaceTime in public without earphones. So they're FaceTiming in public. So they're in a cafe or they're in a restaurant or even out on the street. They're FaceTiming over the speakerphone.
And they're being rude to everyone around them.
Well, you just can hear both sides of the conversation. Like they don't put their headphones in.
Yeah.
Because when you hold the phone without your headphones, you talk louder.
Yeah.
Because you're in speaker mode.
I think I've done that maybe once before, and it was a dire situation. Like I don't
Like
have
a
headphones.
death, like an imminent, like something was serious, or like your agent.
No, I just.
Why is your agent
No.
FaceTiming you? That's
I
inappropriate.
just mean like I'm sure that's happened to me. Maybe a FaceTime with the family, but like I will talk very quiet, and then I'll like maybe go in an area where people can't.
Well, you're like me. You're terrified of the world, and you just want everybody to like you.
Yes.
We share that.
Yeah,
we just
so-
want to be liked and left alone and not hurt.
And let me say, I probably really judge people that do that.
Yeah.
With the FaceTiming loud.
Yes,
That's
it happens a
rude.
lot. Or playing videos, like YouTube videos for each other at a diner or something. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
I was on an airplane and the guy sitting behind me was blasting the Aladdin soundtrack.
All right, in that case, you shouldn't say anything because that is a sociopath. That's somebody who could just stab you with their coffee stirrer.
I actually was such a fan of the soundtrack. So when the flight attendant told him to turn it off, I kind of was bummed.
You were a little bummed.
I would have been so livid if he was listening to like hip hop
or AC/DC.
Yeah, but because it was Aladdin, I was actually thrilled.
Oh my God! See, that just goes to show you, one person's annoying sociopath is another person's entertainment provider. You know, the world is an amazing place, isn't it? God, I love LA. I saw this quasi homeless, I don't know, who knows, on drugs man who had just found a sundress and put it on and was walking with such dignity down Sunset and smiling and saying hello to everybody. And I was like, God, I love this city.
And yeah, some people think that's sociopathic.
Well, it is. I mean, but that's it's human. It's just it's just every human in all of its forms.
Yeah.
You know? There was a guy riding his bicycle the other day in a full-on gold lame suit with a matching bowler hat. And, you know, I had to honk at him and give him the thumbs up.
He was riding what?
A bicycle.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. So
not a unicycle.
No.
Because that would have been fun.
Yeah. Well, there are people who ride around unicycles just with a deadpan look on their face like, yeah, so I'm riding a unicycle.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, you're riding a unicycle.
It's scary.
It's, you know.
It's hard.
Okay. So, the other thing so this article that I've got is about, it's basically saying that there are two types of American millennials.
Oh.
Yes. And the difference between them is not based on their age. So the two parts of the generation are defined respectively by two different life paths. One group, this is a sociologist who wrote this, so, you know, take it for what it's worth. One group is moving forward professionally and financially, while the other feels their life has stagnated. She's bifurcating these millennials into these two groups.
So there's two groups. One group is moving forward with their lives and the other isn't.
Yes. The millennials that feel behind in their career and finances, they struggle with student loan debt and the fallout of the recession, which we've talked a lot about.
Ding, ding.
Yes, but your career is also taking off.
So maybe I'm in the middle.
I don't know. You're a third one. So, anyway, I just want to get your thoughts on that.
So,
by the way, the ones that are getting ahead are called mega millennials.
Oh, well, there are
Megalennials.
megalennials because those are the people that have invented Twitter and Twitch and are billionaires. Mm-hmm. Those are millennials.
Yeah,
but
Jesus.
Then there's the
Kylie
people,
Jenner. She's a millennial.
Oh yeah, like the face of it.
She released a photo of her pregnant. You know, she's kept that. When she was pregnant, she went off the air completely.
Yeah.
She just released one where she was pregnant. It really looked good.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She was one of those pregnant women that looked like, you know, that annoy other pregnant women.
Was it like
my wife would see women like her and go, God, fuck you.
Was she like, was her belly exposed or was she wearing? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't like those types of pictures.
No.
Then there's like, okay, this guy who developed Twitch,
Yeah.
billionaire. But then the people that use Twitch,
Yeah.
a lot, like we were watching a little bit, like
Yes.
you sit in front of your camera and you talk kind of what we're doing right
Yes.
now.
But you play a video game, which I can do. I'm into video games.
But here's the thing. At the end, I'm not talking about the video game people, the people that are just
Well, those were
sitting
all
there.
women in scantily
Romania.
clad. Yeah. And wearing like.
Yes. But here's the thing. And if this is controversial, we'll just cut this out.
No, it's impossible.
I might be a little judgmental. But
We
here
want
they are.
that.
They're sitting in front of a camera just talking to guys and getting money for saying like, oh, yeah, what do you want me to do? I'll drink and da-da-da. And at the end of that, maybe they're like making some money now. But at the end of their run with Twitch, they haven't gained any advances in their life. Like, what are they going to do next? I feel like that's stagnant.
They take that money they're getting and invest it in Bitcoin. It's like strippers who like put themselves through college and stuff. There are people who do that.
Oh, so they're actually really smart.
I don't think so.
Well,
I
so
think there's a
you're
percentage
right. Maybe
that
they
are.
could buy a house and like have a look.
possibly.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Maybe we should do it. Listen, why don't we do the flip on them? I'll be the scantily clad
Yeah.
and you be the one playing video games.
Okay.
That'll be our Twitch.
Oh my gosh, and I'm so bad at video games. That could be
It'd
fun.
be fun. It'll be. Listen, Disney has some great video games, so you'd get into it. There's all kinds of Disney ones where you'd be like, "Ooh, I'm taking."
I would probably like Barbie video games.
Yeah, there's Barbie.
Mm-hmm.
They've got them all. All right.
Okay.
All right. So millennials are still struggling to find their place in their career, finances, and life direction. Dorsey,
Dorsey said.
Yeah. He likened them to late bloomers, which I think, X gen, my gen is like that too, because we sat on couches and just smoked weed for a decade or two in my case. The culprit is how long it's taking them to get on their feet is the affordability crisis many millennials are facing, which was triggered by the ongoing fallout of the recession, rising living costs, and increasing student debt.
So it's just taking millennials a long time to get on our feet.
You guys are, it hasn't been since the Depression babies that we've had a generation that has been so screwed right when they were lifting off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and even though the jobs numbers are high now, and the economy is going well, it's not going well for you guys because the jobs that are available are minimum wage or low paying jobs, entry level jobs, and they're taking advantage of you guys because you're young, and the stock market doesn't help you guys at all because you have nothing invested.
Do you think? No, nothing. Do you think that's why millennials created so many careers, like YouTubers and influencers and all that stuff wasn't a career?
Yeah, this whole side gig thing that millennials do. Like, how many side gigs would you say you have? What are your
7.
7.
I have
See,
so many
you're
side
doing
gigs.
all these different things, and you're able to, and you're very organized. And even though you're very anti-millennial in that you keep a calendar
Planner?
that's a planner.
No, but a
she
lot
has
of
a
my
paper
friends have
and pen planner.
A lot of girls have paper and pen planners.
What?
It's such a fun thing to have.
It's just fun. You guys are. It's like going retro.
I
It's
don't
like
know.
watching Friends or having a rotary
Maybe.
dial phone in your house.
But
It's
I've
just,
always used one, even like since,
Yeah.
because in elementary school it was the reminder binders, and it just like always has organized me.
and that's just the way you go.
That's just how I roll.
That's so weird that you. Okay.
But I forget what we were saying. 7 side gigs,
Yes.
and it doesn't stress me out. But yes, it does. I mean, I was sick for 2 months.
Yeah, and then you're working on your own. You're not in a corp, with sick days or that kind of thing.
No.
Because the old people are working longer and forcing them to buy us out. Well, maybe more the boomers than my generation. We're the lost generation, the Gen
But
X.
we decided Gen X is the best.
Gen X is the best,
Mm-hmm.
and I know I'm a Gen X and I'm saying that, but we really are the best because we're able to talk to the two sides. We've talked about this.
can talk to
We're the
both
millennial whisperers. We're the boomer whisperers. Well,
no,
we have to
you're
yell
great.
to the boomers because
You're
they
great.
can't hear.
They can't hear.
While millennials overall have benefited from a 67% rise in wages since 1970, according to the Student Loan Hero is like a thing that tracks student loans. That increase isn't enough to keep up with the inflated living costs. So who gives a shit if wages are going up, but everything costs more? So what?
Yeah.
Multiple studies show that millennials have less purchasing power than previous generations did at the same age. I had a friend over. He's an X-Gen. And we were
Gen X.
A Gen X, sorry. And we were talking about pronouns and how people now on their emails, at least out here in California, you get a lot of this. On their emails, at the bottom, it'll say their title, their Instagram account, blah, blah, blah. And then it'll say pronouns, colon, and it'll say what pronouns to use for them. Have you ever seen that?
No, but
You haven't?
I haven't seen that on an email, but I
Okay,
do know
it's
that's a big
it's
thing.
a trippy thing. At first, I was like, "Holy crap! This is like a sea change." Now we all have to put our pronouns at the bottom of our email so everybody knows on their signature.
What did they put? Just he?
Yeah, it was it's Hudson's Teachers at his hippy dippy, super expensive private school in Los
why it's a
Angeles. So
teacher.
okay, so but sheep at the bottom put she her. So she's saying I'm a she her, which is what I would assume she was. The problem is that do you have any theys in your world? None? Mm-mm. You haven't encountered it. You haven't had to call somebody using they yet.
I have definitely come across people that I would have to use they, but there's no one in my life that's very close to me.
So you haven't had to say it?
No.
Okay. It's a freaky thing because you don't know what you're doing. And they is plural in my mind. Mm-hmm. Most of the time, I mean, that's just where I go to with they, because otherwise I'd use her or him. So they, but you're using it in a singular way.
Yeah. So use it in a sentence. Instead of she went to the park.
They really like broccoli. Okay, and you're talking about a person. They really likes broccoli.
They really
right?
Likes.
Right? They. Oop, no, that wouldn't be right. Anyway, it's hard and it's sort of terrifying because now we don't know who wants to be called what and how do we remember that. I mean, I can't even remember people's names, but I'm down for it because I'm like, whatever, you know? I just feel like America, home of the free. Let everybody do, be what you want.
Of course, we're fine with it.
We're fine with it, but it's hard to navigate. Yeah. But I had a friend over. He's my age, right? And he comes over for all of my screeners. Mm-hmm. He wants my screeners.
Oh, fun. Oh,
yeah. I'm not supposed to give them out, because you give out the screeners. In LA, if you're in the SAG or Writers Guild, they give you free copies of the movies because they want you to watch them and vote for them for the SAG Awards and the WGA. But they're only for you. You're not supposed to give them out to other people.
One guy on Curb Your Enthusiasm, he's passed away now.
Jesus.
I know so many people are just going.
Damn.
But he was the first person to get kicked out of the guild because
he loaned him.
He loaned him.
Yeah.
And I think the only person. The first and only.
Jesus.
But we should fact check that.
Yeah. Well, we'll look into that. Okay. But so I did not loan him. Well, I did, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm not saying I can't confirm or deny.
Okay.
Anyway, so he's talking, and he's like talking about this they thing and like talking like, oh, God, that is stupid. I'm not doing that. I'll tell them to their face, And I'm like, dude, you are doing what your dad did to you, about whatever it was that you were into, Duran Duran. I mean, my father would see Duran Duran and go, Jesus. Well, I sort of looked at, did you like Duran Duran? Oh, no.
No.
You haven't listened to him.
I've heard the name.
Oh, my God.
But I've never heard their music. But
I'm just saying you don't want to be that person that's, I don't want to be that person who turns into this guy of like, that's not the way we do things. We got to keep doing things the way we do things.
Yeah, no, agreed.
But
hey, everyone listening too, I think you should take that to heart and not do that.
You just got to swallow your hatred of change and turn it into cancer and then die. That's what you got to do. You can't fight change. You can't do it.
No. On New Year's, I was with London at this restaurant bar. And this,
where was it?
Pismo Beach, at the Madonna Inn.
Okay, you guys were at the Madonna Inn on New Year's?
Have you heard of it?
No, but that sounds very low key.
Yeah, we wanted.
You didn't go to a party. You should have been going to a party and making out with people and stuff.
I've done parties every year. I don't like that.
Everybody hates New Year's
I'm
parties.
over it.
I mean,
So,
unless you drop acid. If you drop acid on New Year's, you're going to have a good time. But start outside.
Okay.
Don't start inside around all the crowds. You'll freak out. Start outside under a tree.
Taking notes.
Okay.
But this older guy, I would say 80.
Okay.
80. 76.
So we're saying a boomer.
Yeah.
Okay, here we
80s.
go. I know where this is going.
Well, he just was like, it was just inappropriate.
Yeah.
He was saying like, oh, yeah, like, I'm going to get pussy tonight.
What?
And, yeah, you ladies, whatever he was saying, it was so degrading to me in London.
Oh.
And he was like, give me a kiss on the cheek. Like, obviously, he was drunk, but I was like, this is why the Me Too movement happened.
Oh, my God.
Because men in that generation are all, not all, that's rude of me to say. That's a stereotype. But so many men of that age are like that.
Yeah. and they think, and they don't want to change because it is hard to change. It's hard you have to remind yourself how to behave differently in order to change. I mean, to do anything, to quit smoking, to change is hard. Change is hard. To do something different.
Yeah, I don't even think he was aware that he needs to change.
Right.
But is that how men, like when he was obviously younger, that's how he was treating women. So it's just like
it's ingrained. It's ingrained because every man at his age was treating women like that because it was allowed.
It's not just that he's old, and I'm so sorry to call him old.
He's old. 76. He's old. Oh, come on. I'm 54 and I'm old. No, look at all my gray hair.
Okay.
Do you like it? Do you think I should dye it? Everybody, I get lots of compliments.
No, I think it's great.
You do?
Yeah, but I also think
I need a haircut.
Your brown hair is great too.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Because don't you
dye it occasionally? I did, but now I'm thinking, forget it.
Just leave it.
Unless people made me dye it. I don't want to dye it.
And they tell you have to dye it.
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me? If I get a part and they tell me I have to get in a bathtub filled with urine.
You'll do it.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, same.
It's just urine.
It's just urine.
Who cares? It'll wash off. It's probably good for your skin.
It is. No, it's really anti-inflammatory.
It's weird if it's somebody else's urine.
Yeah, but you would do it.
But I'd still do it.
I'd do it. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I had to say on that topic.
Would you cut off your pinky if it meant you would have a successful career?
Oh my gosh, on my pinky?
Yeah, I'd have to cut it off. I have to do it with a cigar cutter too, like a.
Would I be able to sew it back on?
Nope. You're
I'd
done.
always have a
no
missing...
pinky. You have to lose it.
But that would mean I'd have like the career I wanted.
Yes.
Would I find a husband?
Yes, if you want, or a wife. Maybe you'll. Who knows? Now everybody's everybody. They.
Yeah, I would do it.
You do it.
Yeah, if you said I have a great life.
No
sure.
anesthesia. You have to put it on the table here, and I look you right in the eye as I clip it with a cigar clipper.
But you would have to shake on the fact that millions of dollars.
Yeah, for sure.
I would do that for millions.
But no anesthesia, nothing. I'm just going to clip that finger right off.
Well, it's just a pinky, right?
Right, it's just a pinky.
I love you, little guy, but
screw
I'd let
him.
her go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what a cigar clipper is? You know what I'm talking about? There are things. They're like a round hole, and you put the end of the cigar in, and then you snap it, and a razor blade guillotine comes down and clips off the end of the cigar.
Oh my God, my stomach just.
Yeah. So you'd have to stick your pinky. The reason I'm bringing this up is because when I was, in my early 20s, just sitting around getting stoned with a bunch of guys as Gen Xers, we were all slacking because we were slackers. We would play a game. We had one of those cigar things. And what we would do is we'd get really stoned, and then you would stick your finger in the hole. One person would hold it. Another person would stick their finger in the hole. And then the whole game was you just stare at each other. And that's it. That's the game.
You never press the button.
Yeah, but that was the whole time. The whole time you're like, will he? Won't he? I mean, he's my friend.
Like a game of
but
chicken.
He's stoned. Is it like, what is this? What's happening right now?
And then how long do you leave it in there?
I don't know, until some new TV show came on and we all started watching that, or we pulled another bong.
That seems like such a boring game.
It's not. It has a little. It gets you going a little bit.
It's almost like Russian roulette.
A little bit. It's like for exactly. We had another game where we played poker and we had a shock collar, a dog shock collar. And one guy would hold, if you wanted an extra card, you would get, there was a remote control where you get a 1 shock, 2 shock, 3 shot, 4 shock, 5. 5 being intense.
Yeah.
So if you wanted one card, the dealer would hold it. You'd have to hold it onto it, and then he'd shock you, and then you'd get your card. But when it got to 5, it was intense.
Oh my gosh.
It was a good game.
You had fun in the night.
Yeah.
This is what you did without Instagram.
Yeah, we didn't have cell phones.
We had to
shock
how to
each other.
Entertain yourself. Wow. That's fun. I've never done that.
As evidence of millennials' dire financial situation, look no further than skyrocketing college tuition, which has more than doubled since the 1980s. So I graduated 1988. My Northwestern tuition was $20,000 a year, which I paid for all myself.
You did?
Yup. And now I think it's probably in the 100,000. It's like way up there now. It's like 5 times more for some places.
Well, I did my debt thing, and it says I'm going to be paying off my student loans till I'm 50.
It's fine. It's not
Really?
bad. Yeah, who cares?
I don't want to do that.
The older you get, the less scared of debt you get. You're just like, whatever. What are they going to do?
Okay.
You know, they can't lock you up. They can take out your appendix and sell it, or your.
They can?
Yeah, they can come in and take it.
No, you're joking. Okay. Whew.
It's a combination of factors that have left many millennials financially behind. Dorsey noted that many of the millennials he and his teams interviewed said they haven't found yet a path or feel that they're not in control of their finances and life direction. Do you notice that with your friends? They just don't know what to do, where they're going.
Now I feel like we've kind of figured it out.
It's starting to happen.
Now that we're in our late 20s, everyone's kind of like...
Panicking.
No, everyone's kind of like now on a path, whereas you should have seen me mid-20s.
You were just like, what?
Oh my God, I was
doing?
a wreck.
A wreck.
And I'm still a wreck, but you should have seen me.
Yeah.
Well, you did. We did that episode of John Stands Up right after I had done my Eat, Pray, Love.
Yes.
And I had just I was like, I need to figure my life out.
Yes. I remember that moment. That moment led to us doing this podcast.
I know.
Because mega millennials are more ahead, they don't identify as millennials. Isn't that interesting? Because millennial is kind of become a pejorative term. Don't you think? Because so many people kind of are down on you guys. Like, would you identify yourself as a millennial if you weren't doing a podcast?
100%.
You would. Okay, so
I'm
you're
a millennial.
proud
I am a
flag.
proud
Okay.
millennial. But I did do a show recently where I was like, I'm a millennial, anyone else? And I'm like looking at this girl who's clearly a millennial.
Yeah.
And I was like, why aren't you saying, like, you're a millennial? And she was like, no, I'm not.
What did she think she was? Gen Z?
She was born in like 80 something. And I was like, you're a millennial. The millennials born in the like mid 80s don't know that they're millennials. They are.
Right. Yeah.
But they don't, I mean, it's true. They definitely are like on the cusp, but.
Well, that they're still millennials, man.
They're still
'Cause they're not-
millennials.
we're not taking them.
No, don't take them.
Okay. And only 35% of millennials think they have more debt than their peers, while 48% think they have less debt. But the actual fact is, 46 millennials they do have more debt. So you guys don't realize how crappy it is what that sentence says.
I think that's true. We don't realize. Oh, this is a long article, John.
Yeah, I'm skimming through it now.
Wow.
But listen to this. Research has also found that despite their reputation for being difficult, entitled, and spoiled, millennials are actually optimistic and resilient hard workers, which I've been saying since day one on this podcast. Chase is you kick ass out there.
Thank you.
Perhaps that's why. Perhaps that's why this part of the generation doesn't identify with the term millennial. So these are the megallennials. That's the sub.
Maybe
subgroup.
I'm going to go by megallennial.
Yeah, let's call you a megallennial from now on. Because the sense of self-entitlement seems to be the thing that's laid on you guys.
Yeah.
That you're entitled to something. But maybe what it really is that you guys are just so dicked over, you want something. But everybody else sees that wanting something as entitlement. You see what I'm saying? So you're like, listen, I got no job, I got no savings, I got no house, I got no stock market, I have all this debt, and the economy is not working to help me at all. I need something, I need help. That is interpreted by a boomer as, oh my God, they're so entitled. They want something handed to them.
Maybe. Or millennials are lazy.
I don't see that.
You're right.
All right. Well, that's the article. It's kind of interesting.
It's beautiful.
Megallennials.
Beautifully read.
We need to get a megallennial in here. I mean, you are now. I know
No,
you identify. But
I mean,
we need a megallennial, like somebody who's really young, like invented Twitch. I want to talk to that person.
I can get him.
You can?
Yeah, my cousin is working with him right now.
Okay, good. Get him.
Do I get him on the pod?
Get him. Get him on the pod.
Oh my God, I'm nervous, but I'll ask.
We'll got to do it.
Oh my God, I'm getting him on the pod.
Well, welcome back. I mean, from the holidays, Chase.
Thanks. Oh, how are we on time?
We're 39 minutes.
Well, do you want to end just really quick talking about the movies we watched
Oh,
over
yes. This was something that, yes. So Chase and I, we started this, and I was like, let's save it. I asked Chase, what movies did you watch over the holidays, Chase?
Okay. And I answered with Elton John, Rocket Man.
Okay, now what did you think? Did you know who Elton John was?
Of course.
You knew everything about him?
No.
You did?
I didn't know everything about him.
What didn't you know that the movie laid out for you?
I didn't know that he almost killed himself. I didn't know that he was like a drug addict.
What? You didn't know Elton John was a drug addict? Have you seen the outfits he wore in the 70s?
Yeah.
That's cocaine, man.
But I thought, because I really know him from Lion King and all his stuff,
Right.
90s.
Right.
Because he's still been relevant.
Yeah,
So,
his AIDS activist, friends with Princess Diana.
so hearing about he was a rock star and he was worth the most money out of anyone. And I didn't know just how talented he was.
Right, because he and Bernie wrote all those songs, and they just cranked them out.
And I mean, just he was a prodigy.
Yeah.
And I know this is an old movie. It definitely didn't just come out. But if you haven't seen it, John,
Yes.
you need to see it.
Two megalennial thumbs up from Chase.
Yes.
Okay.
And one Pinkie.
And
'cause that's all
one
I
missing
have.
Pinkie, which I'm holding. Hey, what about? Did you see Star Wars? How did you like Star Wars?
I didn't see it.
Jesus.
And listen, I don't care to.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, I am a huge Star Wars fan.
If you see what's being the Star Wars,
Yeah, you have a Star Wars bucket in here.
I do.
that
My
our
mom
phone is
gave it
sitting
to
on.
me because she and my dad saw it. But and listen, I saw all the ones.
You saw the 8. Don't you want to know how it ends? You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
All right, I'll tell
Oh
you
well, this
after.
is going to spoil it for the listeners.
It doesn't really. Anyway. All right.
Didn't watch that, and then I don't know. I forgot.
Have you seen Jojo Rabbit?
I think I told you to watch it.
Oh, God, that's right. I loved Jojo Rabbit.
It's incredible.
I loved it.
I think it's beautiful.
Yes.
That quote at the end, the no feeling is final, just keep going.
Oh, yeah.
It resonated so much that I printed it and it's on my wall in my room.
Just keep going.
I thought it was the most beautiful, funny, amazing movie.
It's so good. And
You've gotta watch it.
Hitler's so hilarious. in
He's so
it.
funny. Should we just make this a movie review podcast?
Yes. We'll shift to a
Did
Gen
you
X.
see Cats?
No.
Me
Did
neither.
you?
No,
Ooh.
I don't want to see it.
No, I can't. I would see it. No, I'm trying to think if I could, what I would see.
The reviews have not been great, but if they wanted it to have a chance, they needed to make them actual cats and not have people in skin tight leotards.
Yeah.
It just, I could go watch the Broadway show.
I'm so exhausted by Cats. I feel like Cats has been around my entire life. It's like a
You're
fungus
right.
under my
We're
toenail
just
that I can't get rid of.
exhausted by Cats.
Yeah, it's just like I took the pills for a year and still the toenail fungus didn't go away. I tried to scrape it out. I pulled the toenail out. It's still cats.
What's so great about Cats?
Oh my God! Well, the original one who sing what's the big song?
Memories.
Yeah, she was the mother on 8 is Enough, which was a TV show that you don't know about, right?
8 or 8?
The number 8 is enough because they had 8 kids, but and 8 was
8
enough.
is enough.
But I don't know what they did about it. Like I don't know if they tied up his testicles or what. Like what? Okay, 8 is enough. What did you do about it? Did you stop having sex? Abortions only. Tie up his testes. Take out her innards. Like what? What did they do?
They don't talk
when they
about
said
it.
enough. They didn't. They just were like, we're not having any more.
Yeah,
Well, if
enough.
it's that easy. But anyway, 8 was
Okay.
enough, and she played the mother, and then I think she dies. Is that right? Or is she the new mother? Anyway, one of the mothers dies, is dead. Yes, and I think she comes in. I don't remember. Anyway, then she started on Cats.
So much death this episode.
Yeah,
huh?
so much. Well,
Well, I mean, yeah, I can imagine when it first came out, it was almost like a Hamilton type, like, oh my gosh, this is so good. But now it's 40 years later, and
I don't think so. I never grooved to it. I grew up with Cats.
I do love Jellicle Cats, Jellicle Cats, Jellicle Cats,
I'd take,
Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia? No, I can't do that one either.
We talked about that when it reminds me of your dad.
God. Yeah, it reminds me of my dad towards the end when he died.
God.
Jesus.
Okay, on that note.
All right, everybody.
On all the death
Happy
notes.
New Year, everybody.
Happy
I know
New
you're already
Year.
a couple weeks, 3 weeks into it, but this is when we're recording this, it's just happening, and we're very glad to be with you in 2020.
Yes, we are. John, what are you doing this weekend?
Oh, right. This weekend, I have to shoot some stuff for this project that I'm doing.
Oh, my gosh.
But I also, on Saturday, I'm driving the kids around. Driving the kids around. Yeah.
Driving the kids.
Jules has a bunch of things she's going to, and Hudson needs to be taken to the gym where he can do parkour.
Okay.
Yeah. You?
Fantastic. I'm going to be in Austin doing stand-up.
Oh, my God. We need to start posting your stand-up dates.
Okay.
We're going to get on that stuff.
Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you. And thanks, everybody, on Facebook Live. And please subscribe.
And review if it's 5 stars.
That's right. If you don't like it, we don't want to hear it.
Well,
Yeah.
My generation, baby.